this episode, I'm going to share with you 20 essential tips to achieving your goals. So let's get started. Tip 1. Focus on tiny bite-sized goals. So your goal should be to earn $100 a day or £100 a day, to work out for 15 minutes a day, or to write one page of a book a day. So focus on the tiny steps that add up to the overarching goal. Tip 2 is to have a vision. Those small steps are going to take you toward a vision. So picture your perfect life and then outline the steps you must take to get there. Tip 3 is to create a mission statement. A mission statement is a statement of intent, telling people what you're all about and what you aim to accomplish. It was popular to see companies have their mission statements on their website. They don't really show those anymore, but I'm sure if you did a Google search, you could find an example of a company's mission statement. So you just need to write your own personal one for whatever personal goal that you're. Tip 4 is to think creatively. There are more creative ways to accomplish your goal. So do you want to be a famous musician? How about starting your own YouTube channel where you sing songs? That's how Justin Bieber got started, guys. So think creatively. Tip 5 is to get some help. So you don't have to accomplish the goals all on your own. Getting help makes them easier and it makes it more fun to accomplish your goals. Do you agree with my tips so far? If you do, don't forget to hit that like button, just so I know and so YouTube knows too. Tip 6. Don't do what you think you should do. So a lot of us tell people, including ourselves, goals that don't really excite us. So these are goals that we think we're supposed to do or supposed to want, but they don't really excite us. So if your goals don't excite you, you're not really going to put the effort in to make it happen. So make sure that you don't do what you think you should do and do what you actually really want to do. Tip 7. Focus on your goal and picture it. So doing this will help you create the emotions that drive you towards accomplishing your goals. When you feel good about something, you're more likely to want to do it. Tip 8 is to draw your vision. A great way to make your goal more real and tangible is to draw the vision you have for the future. There's something magical about just putting pen to paper or putting a pencil and drawing it. I always think of that scene in The Secret where the lady is talking about an art director that she was helping, and he always used to paint pictures of girls not looking at him, and then he was like, I really want to meet someone, and then she was like, draw it, and within a few months he met the woman that he really wanted. So there's something about the creative process and just letting your mind flow, and even if you're not the most artistic person, it doesn't have to be a work of art. It just has to be a physical drawing of something that you want to accomplish in life. Tip 9 is to think about the last time you were happiest. So if you're struggling to come up with a goal or a vision, then think about the last time you were truly happy. What does this tell you about you? It tells you what you really value, and then, go from there. Tip number 10 is to consider role models. Another great tip for getting a better idea of what you really want is to think about your role models and people you aspire to be like. So what do they have in common? One of my role models at the moment is Michelle Obama. I just think she's brilliant. I think she holds herself with such dignity and grace, and yeah, I just love the fact that we had 8 years of them in the White House and there wasn't really any scandals, personal scandals, unlike other presidents. So yeah, I love her podcast and I really love her book. So if you haven't read Being by Michelle Obama, I would highly recommend that. But I find a lot of successful people, they even if it's people you haven't like physically met, you can read autobiographies, you can watch documentaries on their life, you can watch like biopics. Like there's always something that you can do to sort of learn from the person, even if you don't really know them in real life. So if you don't really like watching movies or reading books, then another thing that you can do, which I mentioned earlier, was audiobooks. So I actually listened to the Michelle Obama audiobook on Audible. I have partnered with them and I'm subscribed to Audible, and I really liked hearing her like reading her book. It was like her life, and I felt a bit more connected to her because she was the one reading it. But if you are not subscribed with Audible, I have partnered with them. So Audible is a company owned by Amazon, and they have audio versions of the most popular books that I've mentioned on my channel. So although I still prefer buying a physical book, there are times when I just need my eyes for something else, like when I'm cooking or at the gym or going for walks. So I fill these spaces with audiobooks or podcasts, and I found it useful, and I thought you guys might find it useful too. So I have partnered with Audible, and if you go to nefeoguntoye.com/free book, you can get your first audiobook for free when you sign up. Signing up will result in me receiving financial benefits from Audible, which will help out this channel. Just for full disclosure. And guys, like, I love reading books, so if there's an audiobook or a book that I've not mentioned on this channel that you think I should read, then let me know in the comments below and I will check it out and add it to my reading list. Tip number 11 is to think about your old dreams. When we were younger, we had more concrete ideas of what we wanted to do with our lives. So what did you always want to be? I remember when I was like 5 or 6, I wanted to work at Disneyland because, you know, when I was 5 or 6, that was just the most magical place for me. But I realised that I wanted to work there because I wanted to help people. I like making people happy. So that sort of sense of wanting to help people and wanting to make people happy is sort of what I do now with my with my YouTube channel, my blog, and my friend and I, we're going to be starting a podcast pretty soon. But it's all about helping people live their best lives so that they can be their happiest self. So if you go back and think about when you were younger, what was it that you really wanted to do? And then if you go a step deeper and just try and analyze what was it about that job or that career path that you really wanted to do, like what element was it? Tip 12 is to measure your goals. Measuring goals and making sure that you are like getting results and getting closer to what you want is important, just to make sure that you don't end up reassessing or having to change your goals later on. So it's always good to measure something, because you want to know how close you are to what it is you want and how far you are and what you need to change if possible. Tip number 13 is don't be afraid to change track. So is your goal not working out? It's fine to change your goals at any time. The whole point of a goal is that you're trying to create your dream life. So if the goal that you originally chose is not something that you want anymore, then that's fine, change it. It's your life, it's your goals, it's your dreams, it's your vision that you want to bring to pass, not someone else's. So don't be afraid to change track. Tip 14 is change your lifestyle. If you really know what you want, then you can start to change your lifestyle to support that thing. This is called lifestyle design. This is where you live as if you are already getting it, and with time it will come to you. Tip number 15 is that it's never too late to be what you always wanted to be. if you're older, that doesn't mean it's too late. I love hearing stories about people in their 80s going back to university and getting degrees, and people in their 90s like going for marathons and, you know, doing crazy things. So you don't ever limit yourself. You're never too old to live the life of your dreams. So yeah. Don't limit yourself. And before I continue, be sure to subscribe to my channel and ring the bell to get notified about my latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. And if you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on the notifications. Tip number 16 is to discuss with others. Most goals affect other people too, so make sure you discuss with them, especially if it's like if you're like in a family, like if you have a partner or children, make sure to bring them into your goals too, because once you all buy in, I find that young children are great motivators. Like I remember I told my friend's son one time that if I got a certain deal, I would, you know, take him and his mum out for dinner. And every time I saw him, he was like, how's the goal going on, Nefe? How's this going on, Nefe? And I was like, okay. That was sort of like a motivator for me. So make sure you discuss it with others in your life. Tip number 17 is to have repercussions. I always find that word hard to say. So have repercussions. So create stakes or repercussions for yourself that will force you to do the things you're promising to do. So be hard on yourself. So for example, one of mine is I love a hot chocolate before I go to bed. It's one of my little treats before I go to bed, but I will only have a hot chocolate if I've done my tasks for the day. So on my piece of paper I list 6 things that I want to do in the day, 3 that I must do, 2 that I would like to do but could move to another day, and then 1 that's sort of like I've just put it on there. It can be done like next week, but if I don't get my 3 musts done for the day, then I'm not having a hot chocolate. So just think about something that's easy for yourself to do. Tip 18 is to think about the reality. So make sure you think about what the reality is, what your dreams will really mean for your life, and try and make it as like tangible, as real as possible. So for example, if one of your goals is to save money to like buy a new car, then, you know, look at the pictures of that car on eBay or on the car dealer that you want. You know, try and visualize driving your car, holding like the steering wheels in your hands. If you can, go out and test it. I know it's a bit hard right now because of COVID restrictions. I don't know what the restrictions are in your part of the world, but, you know, try and make it real in your mind. If it's to go on a really nice holiday, you know, have screensavers of like the hotel that you want to save, you want to visit, like saved on your phone. Have it as like your wallpaper on your phone background if possible. You know, just try and make it as real as possible, and think about how you would feel also if you really had accomplished that goal. Tip number 19 is to ignore the naysayers. People will try and tell you you can't do something, or it can't be done, or it's silly. Don't listen to them. Everyone who's ever accomplished anything great has had to deal with naysayers and ignore them and still push through. So just ignore the naysayers. Remember, this is your life that you are trying to change. It's your life that you want to make better. So focus on your goals and your dream and your vision for your life. Tip number 20 is to dream big. The bigger the dream, the more inspired you'll be to follow it, and the more you will inspire others. So dream big. Don't limit yourself, like I said earlier. Cast your vision wide. Make it so big that it inspires you to like get up and get out of bed in the morning, chase down your dream, you know, paint it big. Do you agree with my tips? Make sure to like, share and let me know in the comments. I also handpicked these videos which I recommend you watch next. You can talk to me on all social medias or ask me a question on my website nefeoguntoye.com. Thank you for being a freedom seeker, and I will see you in the next video.